Welcome back, everybody. I wasn't even paying attention. Is it Dungeon 6? I think it's Dungeon 6.
I think that's 5.
We're gonna go with it.
Doesn't matter.
We're all so engaged.
They're all the same.
No, we were in a highly Zelda debate earlier, okay? It's not that we're not engaged, it's just that we don't remember which dungeon is which, because it all looks the same. Which is another criticism I bring up about this game. All the
NES
dungeons
game.
kind of look the same.
I mean, it's an NES game, I'll forgive that at least.
Yeah. They're different colors, though.
Yeah. I mean, you say that, Brendan, but then you have games like Mega Man where it's like...
Yeah, but this is early NES. This is early NES, like I know that Mario 1 was really pushing the graphics at the time. Like, the whole reason the Goomba walking sprite is the exact same sprite, just mirrored, is because they were really pushing the limitations there. But later games were able to push the NES much further.
Well,
that's why, like,
you know,
well, even just
running the game's physics takes up most of the 32 kilobytes of RAM that we
I don't think I would call this physics.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I meant Mario 1 more.
Oh.
Because you were talking about how it was like pushing the hardware.
Yeah. Well, I was even gonna say just like cartridge advancements from the early NES days to the late NES days. So
yeah, like it was you know how the Super Nintendo has the Super FX chip. The NES literally had hundreds of things like that. They're called mappers, like basically bits of hardware put in every cartridge, and there's like so many different unique ones. That's why when you buy an EverDrive for an NES, it's partially emulated because it can't feasibly have all of those mappers.
It's smart though.
Yeah. So like a lot of NES games don't even solely rely on the NES.
It's kind of weird to think how like you could add more power in like your physical game cartridge.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, you could literally have a coprocessor in the cartridge.
So you think they may have did that for N64 at some point, or no?
I mean, the cartridges were already expensive enough.
I'm willing to...
The chips were only getting more expensive.
Maybe not because they had a built-in like extended RAM and stuff for the N64.
It also, I don't know anything about this kind of thing. This is me just making stuff up, honestly, but the cartridge might have been built in such a way to where it would allow things like that. I don't know. Like the NES and Super Nintendo carts allowed that, but I don't really know of any other consoles that, you know, did stuff like that. Like I don't know of any Genesis games that did that, or
did any of the portable Game Boys and all that do that, or? I mean, they had the accelerometer and stuff, but that was less of a hardware enhancement, more of a control.
Maybe. I think I remember hearing Game Boy mappers or a thing too. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it might make sense because there is like some Mode 7 type games on GBA, but I don't know if it's like built into the console.
I think Mode 7 is more of a technique than like a chip. I could be wrong though. I don't know. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But by then, like, that was a Game Boy Advance, I would imagine they would have stuff like that built in. Especially when, like, the launch game took advantage of that, like, Mario Advance had scaling sprites.
Right. Game Boy Advance, I mean, it's a great console, but, like, I'm trying to think of, like, just, at least as a Mario fan, it's like, the remakes are fine, but there's like not that much like original meaty Mario.
Hey, we have Mario Pinball Land.
Oh, okay. I did like Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I prefer the Game Boy one by a lot, though, to be honest. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how they didn't have any original Mario games in that, or the Game Boy Color.
The Game Boy Color makes a little more sense, though. That was a much shorter lifespan.
But it had 2 original Zelda games, too.
That's true. Yeah, and Wario Land was making strides during that time, too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Mario, you'd think he'd be a high priority.
Yeah. Mario Deluxe.
Yeah, like a crappy version of Mario 1. That's right, I said it! I really hate Screen Crunch. Screen Crunch breaks I cannot get past that. Everything else about it is cool. The screen crunch kills any goodness that game might have had. I hate it.
I love the competitive mode where you're racing against Boo or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
And like the switch blocks, like that's a really fun.
Also, I just realized you cut off the dragon's head. Now they're like floating and angry.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Someone does know there's Zelda 1. Oh, also, those are likes. I do not like likes.
Well, yeah, I don't think nobody likes because likes take away your things that you like.
One may say I dislike likes for taking away items I like.
I already made the joke.
I already ran into the ground.
Yeah, but I made the joke first, Dylan. So,
No,
it's not even a fun. It's not even a funny joke, but yeah. Anyway, likes take away your shield if they eat you. So,
don't touch them.
They're a lot less annoying in Ocarina of Time, because if you kill them fast enough, you can get your stuff back, but I think in all the 2D games, when they eat something, it's just gone. You have to get it
I'm sorry, the wizards.
Wizrobes!
Wizrobes! I'm so sorry.
It's basic Zelda.
I'm a huge Zelda fan, I don't even use the proper names all the time.
Basic enemy names, come on, Dylan.
Look, the bad guy. I'm just like, look, it's the sleeping bags enemies.
The likes kind of like burritos.
Yeah. It's a puzzle. Can we figure it out? No, we cannot figure it out.
Well, you didn't push each block in all 4 directions.
No, maybe we can. Maybe you're right. Maybe we can figure it out. Whoops. Just in case you want to know how that sounded.
Fun fact, the Mario 3 will use that sound effect too, the warp whistle.
That's true.
Cool facts with Brendan.
Woo.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Insert jingle.
Hey, $5.99 for our podcast.
These incredibly basic facts that everyone knows. Did you know Super Mario Bros. 2 was actually Doki Doki Panic?
There was a parody video I saw about that. It was like, hey, did you know that like Luigi is Mario's brother? And it's like it shows him like reading it off like a Wikipedia page for his video.
What? They're brothers?
What?
Mario and Luigi Mario.
That's not canon.
Oh god. My name's Mario. What's his name? Luigi.
Nope, you downgrade your dinky little. Wait, is it big still?
What's his last name? Mario.
I don't know. Maybe you can get it. I don't know. I don't know Zelda 1 too much, so maybe you can get back and get out fast enough. I don't know. I thought it was permanent though.
I couldn't tell you, but maybe editor Jacob can.
You know, it's funny that you brought up the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because when I was young, like pretty young, like I actually legit watched that movie unironically and liked it. I used to like that movie.
I remember when I borrowed that DVD from you. Like, it was the first I heard of it, so I was so excited. Like, what do the Goombas look like? That's a real question I asked, and you did not prepare me for it. You did not prepare me for it, Dylan.
Find out on your own.
When was this?
It was like, it was when we first became friends back in the 6th grade.
Okay. The innocence. Mario, man, they can't screw this up.
When I watched it, I didn't hate it, though. Like, I didn't like how far it strayed from it, but I didn't hate it. And honestly, I still don't. I still think it's an awful representation of Mario, but, like, it's not the worst movie. It's not a great one, but it's not the worst movie. It's just, it's bad when you know it's supposed to be Mario and know how far it strays.
Well, honestly, even when I grew up, I still liked it, even though I knew it was horrible. But it was, for me personally, it's so bad that it's good. I love Dennis Hopper, and the fact that Yoshi's like this weird, realistic dinosaur.
I love the fact that
that was the easiest boss.
And I like how Mario and Luigi actually have like their own little handshake thing that actually kind of made me like smile.
My favorite thing about that movie is how they named a big black woman Big Bertha.
Yes, I will call that Big Bertha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just why.
They're at like a dance
Yeah,
or
like-
whatever, and all just jamming.
Yeah, and Mario like gets really close to her boobs. Like what? Like, who looked at that fish that vomited out babies in Mario 3 and went, yes, big
Yes.
black woman.
I just like to think like when they were casting the movie. Yeah, lots of wondering.
I
Tingle.
appreciate Tingle.
Yeah. I was just thinking like when they were casting that movie, they're like, alright, like you're gonna play like a big fish that just swims. It just swims.
I mean, they gave her the jumping boots, which I guess would kind of make some.
That's
But that's so reaching, dude. It is.
I know.
See, that's why that movie's so bad. Like, there's so much reaching that they're doing to like fit it into this universe. It's like
Yeah.
you
When you're
could have
having to
just
stretch that far
you-
to look for it.
you could have just made the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like
My
No.
other favorite thing about that movie is how Mario and Luigi are like 30 years apart.
Yeah.
Mario's balding.
wasn't that movie made like during like the Terminator like movie era though, where he's like.
Terminator 2.
So I guess it kind of makes sense why they tried to make it like all edgy and stuff. Cause they were like trying to appeal to like as many people as they could.
I know. I'd say
Really?
still no. There's plenty of happy, cartoony, colorful movies at the time. You look
Yeah.
at Mario, you would assume that's the direction Mario
Yeah.
would take.
Well, not only that, Disney
Yeah.
was pretty big at the time, so I don't understand why they were so afraid to do like a cartoony thing. But...
I like how you said at the time, as if things has changed.
Oh right, I was gonna say Disney's still a superpower.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
I was gonna
if
say
anything-
now they're even worse because they
Yeah,
own, like,
they're too
everything.
big. They're too
Yeah.
big now. We're now at a point where I can say the Simpsons movie is my favorite Disney movie,
Yeah.
and it is.
I mean, so is Star Wars. So.
I mean, they pretty much own the Florida at this point.
They own King of the Hill.
Oh,
Peggy
Oh, you
is a
made me
Disney
sad.
princess.
you mean?
Peggy is a Disney princess.
You know what? Never mind. I'm no longer sad. Peggy is my favorite Disney princess.
Wow. So
Screw
you
you,
guys go to like.
Screw you, Marge is better. I'll fight you on this.
Oh my goodness.
What?
So
Okay,
you guys
I
go
will,
to
I will
Magic
give you
Kingdom
that.
or
I think
whatever?
Marge is a better person than Peggy is. Peggy's kind of terrible sometimes.
You guys will be disappointed when you go to the Magic Kingdom and you're expecting that.
I wouldn't say
Sorry.
I wouldn't say Peggy's terrible, but she's very annoying. Her ego, like I think her ego makes for some good jokes, but when it's the focus of the episode, she ends up being very annoying. And
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like she lets
Yeah.
her ego get in the way all the time.
Yeah, yeah. She, as I was saying, she lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
She is very annoying because of her ego, and when the episode is focused on that, she ends up doing things like kidnapping Mexican children.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it, so I have no context to what
You
you're
need
saying.
to watch
Uh,
King of the Hill.
To give a little context, she thinks she can speak Spanish fluently. She cannot speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah.
That is all I'll say.
Okay.
It's not.
I think I
It's actually
understand the
a
premise.
pretty hated episode. I don't hate it nearly as much as other people, but still one of my least favorites.
Okay.
I don't know. I have
I-
a weird like and dislike with that episode. Like, yes, it's very like, why is she doing this? But at the same time,
No.
it's like, I don't know. It's kind of
Oh, I
funny
know-
because it's like what she's doing is horrible, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah, I love.
it's like,
It does have some really good moments in it. Like I love how when she realizes what she did, she stuffs the kid in the closet while trying to figure out, and Hank just like opens it up
yeah.
and just slowly closes it.
It just,
Or-
yeah, it just reminds me of like moments from like The Office too, though, where it's like Michael just doesn't realize he's doing like horrible things, like the triangle scheme. That's my favorite Office moment, honestly, is where he's like, where Jim goes up to the board, draws a triangle, and he goes, I may have to make some phone calls.
Yeah, make some calls. Well, it makes sense because didn't Greg Daniels work on both King of the Hill and Off?
I know he worked on King of the Hill at least. Yeah, he was a co-creator alongside Mike Judge. I don't know about The Office.
Yeah,
though.
so it makes sense that that style of humor carries over between.
Yeah, both shows have a lot of dry humor in it, and I love both shows for it.
It's so funny to me, that moment though where he draws the triangle on the board, because it's like you just see all the realization on Michael's face, and it's hilarious. He's just like,
he is a really good actor. Steve Carell,
yeah.
like whoever did the casting for the USA office, like did such a good job.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think, like each character is just so well played, you know.
Yeah.
To bring the
Even like someone like Creed, it's like he's so well casted.
Creed is my favorite character. They use him a perfect amount. Any more than like you know too much about him, but
I just love the episode where he goes in the bus with them and his shirt's like all bloody and he's like, what? Where are we here?
You're combining 2 episodes.
Oh, I might be, yeah.
The bloody one is from the Halloween episode. A nice Halloween costume.
Great, costume.
Or they do the office trip where they do like the Olympics or whatever on like the beach, and he's like, "All right, I brought food," and Creed's like, "Oh, what?" And he like has like a raw fish, like he caught a fish and ate it.
I wish that show wasn't taken off Netflix. I'm still upset about that.
Oh, I know.
I'm positive the popularity of that show has plummeted since.
Yeah.
Because who has Peacock?
They can't have it on both Peacock and Netflix.
I genuinely don't know what's on Peacock besides The Office and Parks and Rec.
The news, maybe.
Oh boy, get this new streaming service for the news.
Yay.
Hosted by, I don't know, someone famous.
To bring this discussion back to Zelda, ever notice how moblins have boomerangs in this game, but literally not in no other game?
Yeah, that is strange.
If you don't know what to do in this one, I can't. Like, I don't blame you at all.
Well, how can you not figure out that you're supposed to get this meat from this old lady and bring it over to him? It's so obvious.
Aren't you supposed to figure it out from Crumble?
Yeah.
I thought he was just frustrated.
You know, I love whenever I see a video criticizing this game for being cryptic. There's always like a bunch of people in their 40s like complaining, like, "No, I figured the game out just fine when I was a kid without a guide." Yeah, when I was literally the only game you had to play, and you were a kid and had infinite time.
And you had Nintendo Power, the hot one.
Yeah.
25 cents a minute.
Oof. I forgot how expensive that was.
Remember how they briefly brought that back for the NES Classic?
That was
I wonder how many people actually. I wonder how many people
for part of it, so you'd get charged for that too.
Reminds me of that Simpsons joke where the guy on the phone was talking really slowly to Homer.
I thought you meant the one where Bart calls the kid from Australia and leaves the phone on the line.
Oh no, I was thinking of the one where Homer was betting on football games and he called his hotline for tips, and the guy on the other end was like, "If you want to," and Homer was like, "Come on." That, I don't know if you remember that.
I don't. This game does. I mean, look at this.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
You just to a point with this game where
The Simpsons.
There was a point in time where I could say I had seen every episode, and that was only a couple years ago. I could no longer say that. I stopped, finally.
I completely interrupted Jacob. Sorry.
I know. I'll just sit here and silence.
I'm
sorry.
You do that. Let's talk.
I already forgot what I was gonna say. It's whatever.
I think I know.
Passive aggressive.
I think I know. Those statues were constantly shooting at you, and I think you're going to talk about how there's like a ton of projectiles.
Yeah, and this like the last 2 dungeons in this game, it's just like how many enemies can we fit on screen?
Right.
It's weird how the game briefly becomes a 2D side view.
Yeah, I know.
Link's Awakening would later do this, and it would add Goombas so you can stomp.
What is that noise it makes when you go up the stairs?
Steps.
I noticed whenever the screen transitions, it makes like a noise.
Yeah, there's steps.
It did.
Yeah, there's steps going.
No, there's like a different thing. Like it's almost like a monster. I don't know.
Well, there's only one. I'm pretty sure they're just steps. I know it's.
I mean, they're in the vats, but that's about it.
Keys.
You're on a roll.
Don't you forget that.
Wow, I don't know my Zelda names.
I know most of the enemy names in this game, at least. At least the normal enemies. I don't know any of the boss names besides. Crap.
I mean, I'm not playing
Goma.
Zelda.
Goma. Because Goma appears in like every game.
Right.
By every game, I mean like 2 that I can think of.
The only one I know is like Rope, which is like the snake.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite one is Rock. Can you guess what enemy that is?
Is it Rock by chance?
How'd you know?
I'm an expert. I think it's a little. Well, is it the same boss?
Yeah, we've literally done this boss like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like the final thing.
Yeah, this game reuses bosses a lot. Wait, is the
also
final boss of this dungeon just the Dongos?
I don't think so. I think it's a dragon again.
Oh, because, like, I didn't see any. Oh, yeah, forgot.
Zelda
1.
weird.
Zelda 1 has to be Zelda 1. Oh, I forget if these are floor masters or wall masters. Either way, if they grab you, they take you back to the beginning of the dungeon.
It sucks.
Grabby hands.
Yeah, they're annoying in every Zelda game. I hate them in every game.
Honestly, the most terrifying though are the ones in Wind Waker where they freaking grab you and then just snatch you to the ground.
Oh, I think they're far scarier in Ocarina, where you slowly see the shadow
yeah, that's
around
creepy
you.
too.
Yeah, that's way scarier.
Yeah. I think this one, so you have to push that very specific block in that specific way. If you push it the other way, it will not work.
Also, I like how you decided to tank the damage instead of actually walking past it. That's what I do.
That's because they don't they don't hurt you.
Yeah, they don't do damage.
Yeah, bubbles just disable your sword abilities for a little bit. Yes, they're called bubbles.
It is annoying though when you have those and like with a group of enemies.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. Yeah. I guess like I will say, like you do have to use a mini map with this. Cause it's like, oh okay, well, based on where I'm at on the mini map, I should probably bomb this wall or whatever.
Okay, it's the dragon making the noise. That's you can hear throughout the whole dungeon. I just noticed that.
When you're closer.
Okay.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get closer to it, you can hear it.
That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that.
That's actually a really smart game design too, because if you don't have the map, then you know you're close to it.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, kind of reminds me of the Divine Beast now that I think about it.
Good job. Actually, props to Zelda 1.
Yeah, like, I genuinely didn't know that. It's a really cool touch. Anyway, bye.
Anyway.
Bye.
Bye.